Good morning. On my first cup of coffee this morning and thought I would talk to you something about, it's called cancer and what it's like to live with somebody that's got cancer, what it's like to help somebody out, mainly my dad. In case you're not aware, I will be coming out in the paper, if I haven't already, the the Get This section of the Courier Tribune. And I'll be running in the paper for 2 weeks, talking about how Randolph County Hospice, up next to the old walk-in theater, how they helped us out. The shirt I'm wearing, my dad wore this shirt to my wedding in 1990. He walked me down the aisle in this very shirt, and it fits me. It looks brand new, and I'm very proud to wear it. I'm going to put a face to the story. There we go. This, let me find one without a glare. There we go. This is my dad. Trying to get a position right, people. There you go. My daddy, retired Baptist minister. He started several churches. He was also a painter. Had his own painting business. He was a very good man. Always full of life. Great sense of humor. Very loving father. Always there for his kids, no matter what. Very active person. My first memory of my dad was whenever I drank the Red Devil Eye. Him scooping me up in his arm like a football. My daddy taught me how to fish. Camp Caraway, when he was a preacher. He took the family there many, many times. We would go on our own fishing trips every Saturday morning. That was our deal. He took me and my sister out in a canoe and taught us how to, paddle the canoe, row it. Tried to teach me how to swim. Threw me in. Didn't work. My oldest brother had to save me, so no, I don't know how to swim. I don't want to learn. I'm happy being me. You get me on an inner tube, I'm great. I'll go out in a canoe, I'll go out in a paddle boat. I've even went out, had ferry rides, but no, I don't know how to swim. Just never cared to learn. My dad taught me how to drive. My mom was trying to teach me. And I was very, very nervous, trying to be perfect for her, because she was a perfectionist. And it wasn't working out. She knew it, Daddy knew it. So when I was 16, I had taken driver's ed. Daddy wanted to go to the store, and he handed me the car keys. Said, grab your gear, let's roll. You're driving. The store was only about 10 minutes from the house. We took a 2-hour ride that day. I went on 311 around the Sophia area. I took back roads. I took the freeway. This was awesome. I had my hero teaching me how to drive. That was cool. He took me to get my driver's license, my first driver's license in Randleman. It's not a driver's license office anymore. I went by there and looked. It's, I think, some type of thrift store thing. Anyhow, it's changed. It's not that anymore. I love you too, buddy. Yeah, my dogs want attention this morning. How dare Mama get on the computer? Sit. Sit. Hold on, people. Good boy. Lay down. I love you too. Down. Down. My dad helped me pick out my first car. 18 years old. Wanting to have my own vehicle. Hold on. Sit. Down. 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 Lay down. Down. Stay. Good baby. So my first car, I test drove a Roadrunner. Oh, it was fast. I liked it. It had some power. It would get up and go. I mean, it was just, and then go. The front end vibrated when I was driving my, your hands do this stuff here. They shake a little bit. Front end was out of alignment, and Daddy's like, no. Unsafe vehicle, you can't have it. But I wanted it. So we went to the old Ford company on Fayetteville Street. Got me a Ford Carolina Blue Bobcat. Automatic. Hatchback. I paid for it. I paid for my insurance. I was on my parents' insurance, but I paid for it. Daddy test drove the car, make sure to be safe. And so my senior year of high school began. Me and my new set of wheels. 18 years old, wide open. Going to work with Daddy sometimes on the weekend. Doing my college thing. I mean my high school thing. Talking about college. Which I didn't go right after high school. I should have listened to my parents. But I knew it all. During the time that I was growing up, Daddy was preaching and starting his own churches. He would go out on Thursday evenings, and he would have one of the deacons with him, sometimes two, and he would visit people's homes and talk to them about God and church and invite them to church. If there was somebody sick in the congregation, he would go to the hospital to visit them. He would check on them, get a hold of them somehow and check on them, get a hold of the family, check on them. He's instilled that in me. I do it. There was times I wanted my daddy home. Yeah, I was selfish. I didn't quite understand why he would leave me at home on Thursday evening. No homework, to go visit somebody. But I got older. I understood where he was coming from as I got older. I think it hit me my senior year of high school. Hold on. Mama's on the computer and he wants attention. Up. 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 Hold on, folks. Come on. Up. Up. Good baby. Down. Stay. um, my 16th birthday, my dad got me out of school, took me to Fayetteville on a road trip. Oh God, that made Mama mad. she, my mom went to the schoolhouse. She was gonna take me out, take me shopping, take me out to eat. And when she got there at 1 o'clock, I was gone. She found out Daddy had me, and she got off work early. And she she was kind of disappointed, you know. Um, she did take me shopping eventually though, but not that day. No, that was mine and Daddy's day. We went riding around Fayetteville. Went out to eat. We window shopped. You know, he let me drive. I had no learner's permit. He let me drive. So yeah, that was pretty cool. When I graduated high school, I spent 2 weeks with my grandparents and went to the beach with my aunt Sandra Kay and Uncle James. When I came home, I just didn't want to go to college. Wanted to have a break, so I started working with my dad. Taught me how to paint. Taught me how to use a leaf blower, a weed eater. I had plenty of experience with push mower. We had 4 acres of land, and yeah, I push mowed the yard during the summer. So push mowing, not a problem. Down pat. Riding lawnmower, nope, weren't allowed. That was his thing. Um, yeah, I was Pop's tomboy growing up. Loved it. He taught me how to do minor repairs on a car. I can change a flat tire. Of course, I know how to put gas in it, but I can change the air filter if needed. I can pull off a distributor cap. I can take out spark plugs. I can put them in and gap them. I can check the oil, the tranny fluid, the washer fluid, the antifreeze level. I can do that. I can flush out a radiator. I can put wipers on a vehicle. Gee, what else? Fuses, if they blow, I can do that. I don't know how to change the oil because I'm not sure where the oil filter goes, but I can help out. I know all about your wrenches, and your hammers, and your nails, and your screws, and I can use drill guns, and I help Daddy build stuff around the house and do his repairs, and yeah, like I said, I can paint. I might be a female, but I'm definitely part boy. I can shoot a gun. I don't hunt because I'm tenderhearted, but I target practice once in a while. Um, when I go fishing, I don't use artificial bait. I use a real worm. Pull it in half, bait your hook. Throw it out, you're good to go. I catch a fish, somebody else has got to take it off the hook. That's the little girl in me coming out. I don't do that. I did it once, and the fins got me, and Daddy had to take my fish off. So, and snakes, no, I don't like snakes neither. Never did. I stayed with Dad when I was pregnant with my son. I was high risk because of my weight and me being the runt. I helped take care of him, and I think he took care of me more than anything during that time. Watched over me and made sure I didn't get too tired, made sure I ate properly. When my son was born, he'd come to the hospital, and because of my son's dark hair and his facial features, he said my son looked like a little Chinese boy. He cried like a little rat. That, uh, at the time, it hurt my feelings a little bit, but, it's dad. What are you going to do? You got to love your daddy. But when my son got a little bit older, my dad fell in love with him. He called him Little Frank. To this day, that is my son's nickname, Little Frank, because he acts like his grandfather. He looks a lot like his grandpa. My dad spent a lot of time with my son and me. I lived in High Point, and I would drive half an hour, 45 minutes to Pop's house, pick him up, bring him to stay with me on the weekend, take him to doctor's visits, take him shopping, anywhere he wanted to go. And even though I lived that far away, anytime I needed Daddy for anything, all I had to do was pick up that phone and call. And that man was right there. Now, my dad had esophageal cancer at one time. He never smoked, but he got esophageal cancer. And he got chemotherapy and radiation, surgery, scar similar to mine, and was cured of it. He got prostate cancer. Chemo, radiation, cured of that. The chemo and the radiation, it'll take your toll on you. It did wear him down a little bit, but he still was same old daddy. He got diagnosed with terminal bladder cancer, and July 16th of 2008. I never will forget that date. My wedding anniversary. They tried to do surgery on him in Randolph Hospital to remove it, and he almost died. He could not have any more chemo. He couldn't have any more radiation. He'd reached the limit. We were told it's nothing else. We can make him comfortable, but start getting affairs in order. We cannot tell you how long he's got, but his life will end. 6 months, year maybe. We don't know. It's in God's hands. That is when all hell broke loose for me, because I knew my hero, my very own Superman, was going to die, and I did not know how to handle it. Now, you got to keep in mind, though, that I'm working full-time, going to college part-time, helping take care of my brother in Wilmington. My husband's working out of state. My son's in school. He's in Boy Scouts. And my dad's dying of cancer. So I have a lot on my plate at this time. A lot. I was coming home every weekend, driving from Wilmington to Asheboro, 3 to 4 hour drive, every Friday evening, when I would get off work and my son would get out of school. Every Sunday, I was making the trip back to Wilmington. I had no time for rest over the weekend. I was coming in late to my job on Monday mornings. Yes, it was a habit, but it was Daddy. I would drive to hell and back for Dad. I did not care. It was my fault. Did not go over well with the boss. I was there 3 months and got fired because of my toys. I don't regret driving home, none at all. Like I said, I would drive to hell and back with my daddy. In October of 2008, October 4th, my dad came to visit me. I had him for a month. During this time, I saw my daddy go from walking with no assistance to walking with assistance. Hang on just a second. My dog's chewing on my blanket. No. We don't eat blankets, baby. No. I've got a 7-month-old still trying to eat my house. I went from seeing a man that could carry a laundry basket to one that could, it was all he could do to carry himself. This man, we had hospice coming in to help us. Hospice was already helping out here in Randolph County. They contacted their associates in Wilmington. So I had hospice coming in, helping Dad with his baths, making sure his Depends, we had plenty of those. I had to change Dad's diapers. They would help, if I had college homework to do or needed to cook, they would come in, they would clean Pop's room for me. They talked to him about his final wishes. Star, his nurse, down in Wilmington area, she was so cool. She would come in, check his blood pressure and everything, and if I needed anything, they were there for me. If we needed anything up here, Randolph County was there for my brother, and for me when I would come up. Rodney Otwell, the chaplain, David of Randolph County Hospice, did an awesome job with Dad. He got to know my dad very well. He did Dad service. Now, I cannot tell you the service itself. I couldn't handle it. But I remember Dad sitting there in my house and telling me, I'm ready to go home. And I'm like, Dad, you can't live by yourself. He's not that. He would tell me, not that home, honey. My heavenly home. I'm ready to go home. I've done God's work. I'm at peace now. I'm ready to go. And you know what? That broke my heart to hear my dad say that, because I weren't ready to let him go home. I wanted him to stay with me just a little bit longer. I spent a lot of time with my dad through the years. It was very hard seeing my active dad, one very vibrant, very full of life, go to where he had to have oxygen, he had to have help taking a shower. He could no longer cook for himself. He had to have help with his bills. I had to write his checks out. He had to walk with a walker. All this just, it breaks your heart when you have to deal with it. Nobody, unless you're going through it, you cannot imagine the hurt that I have felt. I mean, you see the tears now, and you know that my dad was my hero. But it's tough when you have to go through it yourself. Um, I hated I got fired from my job, terminated, whatever you want to call it. It was a good job. But you know what? I will never, ever, ever regret the time I got to spend with my daddy. I took my dad to Lumberton to see some friends of his. I took my dad shopping. We would walk around Goodwill, and he would be tired. You know, it wasn't the good old window shopping that we used to do and whatnot. We would take our time doing stuff, but mainly it was talking. I got a chance, folks, to tell my daddy how much I loved him, how much I appreciated him for everything that he had done for me in my life. I got a chance to tell my daddy that he was the best dad I could ever ask for, that he had done a wonderful job raising me. He had done a wonderful job with my son. Because, yeah, you know, my son didn't get to meet his grandmother. My mom died when I was 21. No, I was 20. So, my son never met his his grandma. He did have the honor of spending time with Dad. And it was hard for my son, being 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, to see his grandfather die of cancer. It was even harder for my son to watch his mama come out of the bathroom with tears in her eyes. Because I never let Daddy see me cry. Never. I was strong for my dad. I would get up every day in a good mood, just thankful that I had another day with my daddy. But it was hard watching him suffer. I guess the hardest part about it was I knew I could not stop it. Cancer had a hold of my daddy, and there was nothing I could do about it. But just tell Dad every day how much I loved him, give him hugs, be there for him. And to this day, I miss my dad. He died November 16th, 2008. And Thanksgiving will never be the same. Not for this girl. Christmas is never the same. My birthdays, Father's Day, no, never the same. But, you know, you have to learn to deal. You have to learn to go on in life. The one thing my dad taught me was to appreciate life. Don't take it for granted. You never know when you're going home to God. Appreciate every day that you have. And if you have a family member that is diagnosed with cancer, don't push them aside. Tell them every day that you can, that you love them, that you are there for them. Be there for them. You know, do everything you can for them. The last time I saw my dad alive, he was in a hospital bed, dying. He was on his deathbed. That's very, very hard for me to have to deal with. It broke my heart. You know, just plain and simple, it broke my heart. I will never get over the loss of my dad. I will never stop loving my dad. And when I die and go to heaven, Oh, I know I will see Jesus first. But let me tell you something. My eyes are going to be looking for my father. They're going to be searching for my dad and for my mom. And yeah, I'm going to cry when I see my dad. I'm, I miss him. I miss talking to him. I miss hearing his voice. I miss his hugs. My dad was the best. Not only did he teach me about God's love and how to love another human being, but he taught me how to take care of myself. He taught me how to handle roadside emergencies. You know, the fishing, the shooting guns. My daddy taught me how to box. Can you believe it? This little runt knows how to box. Yeah, he was cool. That's he was a cool dad. Um, he was tough. When you asked Daddy, "Hey, can I go out tonight?" and he said no, you didn't disrespect him and do it anyway. You know, with my boyfriends that I had, oh, you don't disrespect baby girl. You know, I remember one time I was dating this guy and he pulled up in the driveway and blew his horn. My dad went outside with some toy pistols, cat guns. Boy, don't you pull up my driveway blowing your horn at my door like she's some slut, some whore. Get out and come to the door. And he fired off the cap guns. Scared this dude to death. He took off. He never came back. Dad scared him. Um, he was very protective of me. I was his baby girl. Out of 4 kids, I was his baby. Oldest daughter, but yeah, I was his little porcelain doll, I guess. I don't know. We had a special bond. Um, I cried at the funeral. I cried all the way to the cemetery. I had to drive by myself to the cemetery. Um, like I said, it's hard when you have your dad dying of cancer and you know you cannot do nothing to stop it. It is a disease that cannot be stopped. Once it enters your body, if you've had all the chemo and radiation you've had, if they cannot do surgery on you, folks, you can't stop this disease. And that's the sad part. Um, I think about my daddy every day. He is my tender spot, as you can tell. Um, it's hard for me to talk about my dad without crying. My heart broke when my dad died. Whitney Houston sings a song, "Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home?" I don't know if they can or not. I have learned to deal with the pain of missing my dad. I work every day. I'm either working at my job or working at home, doing something. I'm wide open, folks. I'm a full-time mama. I'm a wife. I've got 2 dogs that I take care of. You know, I've got adopted kids um, that I talk to. I'm on YouTube. I'm cleaning the house. I'm a wide open person, full of energy, just like my daddy was. But yeah, when it comes to my daddy and me talking about him, yeah, it still hurts, as you can tell by the tears. I hate cancer. I hate it. Cancer took my daddy from me. Cancer took my brother from me. And I don't think I will ever fully get over it. But I have learned to deal. Let me tell you something, people. If you are dealing with cancer in your family and need someone to talk to, and you're watching this video, I'm here for you. God is here for you. Hospice is here for you. I pray for everybody that is having to deal with cancer. It has left pain in my family that no human being can fix. It's left empty spots in my family that I don't think any human can really feel. You know, ow! Yes, my husband is wonderful to me. He supports me. He gives me love. He's wonderful. But he will never be. I hear you. He will never be my dad. He will never fill that spot that my dad had and still has. So yeah, if you're dealing with cancer and having a hard time, I'm here. Leave a comment. Contact me. I'm on Facebook. I will talk to you. And if you want to cry, honey, I can cry with you. I'll give you my full emotional support. I can pray with you. I am here for you. So is God. You don't even have to call God. All you got to do is just look at the sky and pray. You can pray to God for help, no matter where you are. He's everywhere. All I can say is God bless you. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for dealing with me crying. Yeah, I've got a jealous puppy here, people. He wants Mama's attention. Again, thank you for watching my video. Peace out. God bless.